Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't no place for a hero is a campaign set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 75 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. Having escaped the strange, earthreal place known as the In-Between, our heroes find themselves magically transported to a small, tropical island. We pick up the story as the party continue to explore the now apparently uninhabited island. After the previous night, Karios succeeded in destroying the head of the island's only apparent resident, a hideous, shrieking, ghost-like apparition. Hello, my name's Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance. That's a fly, and welcome to our story. Up on screen are our 6 champions, our 6 heroes tonight. In a second, we're going to be hearing from each one of the players that is playing either one or more of these characters. The players will introduce the characters, and in addition to introducing the characters, they'll be answering one of either one or two specific character development questions, which I send out to the players a bit earlier during the week. A massive shout out to, firstly, our loyal viewers. I say this most times when I start a video. Really thank you. As we're slowly growing, not so slowly actually, growing a community and growing a following, there have been some really nice comments that come in, some great questions. People are clearly interested in our hobby. This is what we do for fun, and the fact that there is an audience out there that listens to us, is interested in the characters that are up on screen, and the yarn that we're spinning is fantastic. So thank you again for your kind and generous comments. Keep on coming in. The other shout out is to our very own Mason. So we played one session of this game 2 weeks ago after a very long break. I have been away, myself and my lovely wife have been away in South America for 6 weeks. We played the first session of this game, the hero game, a couple of weeks ago. Mason wasn't able to join on that occasion, but she's here tonight. Great to have you, Mason. Welcome back to the team.
Oh, it's great to be back.
Excellent. Excellent. I didn't actually say when we were off camera, but we didn't choose who would be the first to introduce their character. But since you already have the microphone, Mason, in a second, would you be good enough to introduce who you're playing? Before you do, the 3 questions which I sent out for you and your fellow players to consider are, firstly, are you aware of your homeland's history? Secondly, what was the last time your character cries? And then thirdly, if your character ruled the world, what would be their first order? Mason, can you please take it away with an intro to your character and pick one of those questions? Thanks.
Yes. Kia ora. So I'm Mason. I play Demos. He's a big old beefcake with a heart of gold. He carries a spear and shield, which he's very handy with when he's conscious. So he's not right now. And for him, So when was the last time he cried? And it was probably when his mum died when he was very, very young. Yeah, kind of, he cried a lot. And yeah, then he just became kind of angry with the world, but he's still a sensitive soul. I don't think he's cried since then though.
Not even about his sister?
No, he was more angry at himself about that. Couldn't quite bring the tears on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, are you also playing Mythan this evening?
I am also playing Mythan, but I'm going to leave the intro and question with Pete.
Excellent. Well, speaking of Pete, let's move to Pete. Hello, Pete.
Oh, hi there. Kia ora, everyone. So, yeah, I'll be playing Leif tonight. Leif is a half-elf warrior mage is his profession, so he uses magic and weapons. He's a very good-natured and friendly fellow. The question I've thought I'd answer for him is the same one. When was the last time he cried? Well, he probably would have. Well, he definitely would have cried at some point during our recent experiences in between, the very unusual, scary place where we were suddenly thrust into this strange world where there were odd creatures surrounding us and people getting hurt all over the place. He's certainly he's a very strong fellow, and he's courageous and all those sorts of things, but he's also got a very high empathy, so he's actually very well tuned into his own emotions and isn't afraid of crying, or he's very good at processing his emotions. So he might have had a quiet cry at the situation that they were in, on a quiet night or whatever, but that's just him, his way of processing basically, and just him coping with situations. But that doesn't mean that he's sort of not a emotionally capable person. He doesn't let things necessarily overwhelm him, but that's just his way of processing. The other character I have, but Mason's going to be playing tonight, is Mythan, and she's a North woman. She's very tall and not friendly. She doesn't like people, doesn't really get people. Sort of contrasting with Leif, she's got a very low empathy. To a lower stat. She doesn't really care for people or people's opinions of her. She is a ranger, and she's very handy with her composite bow. The question I'm going to ask the same question about when was the last time she cried. She's not in touch with her emotions because she's not particularly an emotional person, really. She has the world sorted in her own head, basically. So that's why she's not particularly emotional. But one thing she does not like to do is to be powerless and to be helpless, and to have power taken away from her, because she's had a very nasty past of that happening several times. So definitely when we were on that ship being transported and being tortured, she would have lost control. She would have been crying then. She would have been doing all sorts of things then, because she does not like to be in that situation.
Excellent. Marvellous. Thank you, Pete. We will go to Graham, please.
Good evening. I'm playing a couple of characters, first of which is Neathanel. Neathanel is an elf. She is of a profession known as Magent, which is part sneaky person, part fighter, part spell user. She is sort of neatly turned out. First glance, quite engaging, but there's something not quite right about her once you get to, once you sort of spend any time with her. There's a certain intensity to her, and sure enough, underneath fairly easy, what appears to be a fairly easygoing demeanour, she's actually a bit of a religious nutcase and has some very strong opinions about life and death. She is rather good with a short sword, and her preferred means of attack is from behind to stick it through people's shoulder blades. Questions. This is probably possibly one of the more disturbing questions we've had, actually, is what if she was given power, what would it be? If she ruled the world, what would the first order be? I actually think it would lead to genocide. She she would want to take down power structures, but in quite a sort of an arbitrary way. I mean, the whole church structures. I mean, I suppose it's slightly uncomfortable because we're pitching ourselves against an organisation that perhaps doesn't have actually not a similar idea. So that's an interesting thought in itself. But yes, that would likely be it would be the removal of power figures, forcibly. My other character is a chap called Etienne. He is a holy warrior. He's a man. I mean, sorry, he's a half elf rather. And as you see there, often found when it's not bloody hot and he's on a desert island, wearing full plate armor. He is what is called a genitress or a holy warrior. He is a follower of the goddess of love, and he is all about love. He's a very extremely beautiful, charming half elf, always looking for love. He's very curious, very adventurous, very gentle. And like Neathanol, is extremely religious, and has a sort of unshakable faith about him. But he's pretty handy with the sword too. I say handy usually because he's missing a hand, so he's less handy than he would normally be if he had a full hand contingent. His question, same one. I think. Again, I mean, there's similarities, right? I think he would also be his first dictum as leader. Not that he'd seek it. In fact, he'd probably soon pass on any power he had to some sort of collective of elected individuals or something suitable. But it would be to banish slavery and see everyone's chains thrown off, no matter who they were or what they'd done. He's a big libertarian, so yeah, that would definitely be his first move.
Marvelous, thank you very much. Very, very interesting reactions. Last, but by absolutely no means least, Alex.
Oh, kia ora, I'm Alex, and I play Karios. She is quite a petite, childlike in looks North woman. She is a storm mage, so she's pretty handy with her hands. She's getting quite powerful now, which is really cool to see the progression. She is emotionally labile. Her empathy is her highest stat. Some might say emotionally unregulated. She is prone to the extremes of emotion, particularly when someone's being hurt or sort of a social justice warrior, she thinks. Yeah, so that's quite interesting how that plays out. She has a wee cat called Victory, and Victory was rescued through violence, which is fine for her. If the end justifies the means in that respect, rescuing those who need rescuing. Oh, there she is. Much loved member of the party. The question I'm going to answer is, when was the last time Karios cried? I mean, you could rent her out to funerals. She is, as I said, emotionally labile. I do feel, am I holding a mirror up here? It's a bit confronting sometimes. Who am I playing, myself or my character? But the last time she cried was probably only a few minutes ago, as she watched Victory play with the flies and play with the palm leaves and just sit there and look at how special Victory is and how that could have been so different. And she often reflects, and she's often proud of what she did to save Victory.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it leads into, she's probably starting to enjoy violence a little bit more as we progress.
Interesting. Okay. There we go. That is the team. These are our champions, our heroes for tonight. What is going to happen session So in the past, I've typically done a bit of an intro. I've summed up where I think the game got to. But rather than listening to my voice constantly on these recordings, I thought it'd be good to shake it up a bit. And I'm actually going to call on Pete, but others please chime in for a summary of what happened last session. Particularly, Pete, if you can focus a bit probably on the parts, a bit more on the part when the Ethanol had come back after her scouting, because Mason, you were saying off camera, you'd heard some of the recording, but you hadn't quite got to that bit yet. So, Pete, take it away, please. And between myself and you, Pete, we'll come up with a decent summary. But others, please chime in as you see fit. I'm going to just pop the map on as well.
Cool, thank you. I'll probably also put in how I felt or my characters felt, and perhaps some conclusions we might be coming to, just to perhaps move us along the idea. So, right. The session before last finished with us leaving, or hopefully leaving, the in-between. So this was this place that we've been for who knows how long. And by these magical means, this astral travelling means, we exited there, hopefully, to somewhere near the island of Darn. We've apparently ended up on an island. That's great, but it's not the island we're hoping for. One thing that did happen, we haven't fully explored, and perhaps we will, is that some of us didn't pass a resistance roll and ended up with a burning sensation on our palms as we exited the in-between. So there was sort of a sequence we went through, the boring of the being pulled up and down, and the celestial and the hellish beings wanting to get at us again. It seems that's a theme that's coming back in our adventures. And yes, so we had burning sensations on our palms, some of us. So we arrived on this desert island. I'm very aware that we're particularly wanted people in this part of the world. So we wanted to just lay low whilst Neathanol, being the sneaky one, went and explored. So she did a bit of a circuit of the island and got a read on that. We're basically, I suppose it's an atoll, a ring of a sandbar surrounding the main island, as we can see in the picture there. So she was able to get all the way around. Some interesting features were that it's sort of like an active volcano or a smoking volcano, and also there was these colourful trees, which I think seem quite interesting. There was a noted absence of obvious food and any obvious water supply.
And the dead people.
Oh, and there was dead people, absolutely. A number of dead bodies lying around the island, so carelessly. Opposite that's the hanged person, isn't it? Opposite where we sort of landed, there were some ruins of some buildings. And so not surprising that there's people on this island if there's ruined buildings there. And a couple of the one on the right there and the one in the middle on the little island in the middle there. Neathanol did do a sort of a wind walking spell and went over. And I think we established that perhaps that was the ruin of a lighthouse. There was a reflector dish or perhaps a fire dish thing that might have been as a beacon sort of thing. I don't think we got a very good vibe from this place. These places sort of burnt and ruined, and it seems there's lots of sort of dead fish washing up the beach in this vicinity. I think wasn't noticing there were dead fish around the rest of the island, but just sort of within. Perhaps it's to do with those burned places. Yeah. We decided we definitely needed to regain our power points, so we were happy to do further exploring the following morning, because it's quite a treacherous island to explore. And we thought we do rely on magic a lot, so we thought we'd wait for some fly spells and power points to be regained. So we set some watches and stayed the night. Was settled in for the night. I think we set a fire. We set a beacon fire ready, but I don't think we lit it, is my remembering. Halfway through the night, we were woken by, I can't remember what the sound was, a shriek, a scream. Thank you. Which so which was really quite chilling for us, and our characters were required to do a resistance roll to see how we'd coped with a channeling thing, but I think it ended up being fear basically, and I think a couple of us had to didn't succeed and ran. I think ran made a break for it and ran around the island. I think Mathan was so scared that she was petrified and couldn't even move. So not great. Then one of us noticed hovering over that lagoony part about 100 foot out, or I can't remember how far it was, and up in the air was this flying ghoulish woman making this noise and not looking very friendly. So really quite terrifying with the combination of that noise in the middle of the night and undead are just never fun to deal with. It's like, oh my goodness, how are we going to get out of this? Two of our party have fled, one's petrified, how are we going to manage? Well, the way that we managed was that Karios, I don't know if it was that she was annoyed that someone had disturbed her sleep, or I don't know what it was, but she lightning bolted that thing and one-shotted it, basically. Just the nasty beastie was turned to ash and it slowly drifted down, just like that. You just
woke up the cat.
Woke up the cat. Oh, so she woke up the cat and that was not on. So we know where Karios' priorities are. So fantastic shot there, and what a relief. Because as a player, I wasn't fancying trying to combat that sort of a thing in the middle of the night with a depleted party and who knows what. So that was an amazing relief. Thank you, Karios. After that incident and sort of settling ourselves down, I think we finished sleeping the rest of the night. And in the morning, there was exploring to do. Karios and Neathanel, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, went on a flying trip and went flying up around the mountain looking for sources of water and sources of food. We found a little cataract, a very difficult to get to little cataract in that part of the mountain. I think we found a coconut tree and we found mushrooms, I think, were the other sources of food.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
And that looked like that. And also that Neathanel noticed and Karios noticed some berries as well. Which I can't bring up on screen at the moment, but yes, some berries as well.
I think whilst just as an aside, I think whilst doing that, I think the plan was perhaps for other people to explore other parts of the island. Well,
yes. And Mathan was going to do some foraging rolls, I think. As well.
She sure was. True. Yep.
Pete, I think that's a superb summary. Is there anything else that people want to add in, please? Oh. All right. Well, if we're all ready, let's start the game. The very first thing I would like to help me narrate this story is for one very, very brave person to make a dice roll. Who's feeling lucky tonight?
Mason.
I'll do it. It's my first roll in a long time.
Go for it.
I'm nervous now. 85.
5. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. So, perfectly narrated. Neathanel and Karios have indeed seen... Karios, anyway. Neathanel, you couldn't for the life of you see what Karios was talking about with this... You could see the hole, this kind of fissure in the ground about here, covered over with vines, kind of in a rocky area. And yes, there's vegetation kind of going down into the hole, but really nothing substantial to tie a rope on or whatever. But as much as you looked and tried to see, you couldn't see what Karios saw, but Karios definitely saw some water here. coconuts as mentioned, fungus as mentioned, and berries as mentioned. The two of you land down on the beach and relay, I'm assuming, what you've seen. During that time, Mythan, could you give me, call it, probably in that space of time, it'll only be one foraging roll. Foraging is meant to take about 4 hours to do at times, so I'm probably being a bit generous with one, but give me one anyway.
And can I just, sorry, I'm butting in, but as an aside, she does have the region law as well.
Yep, give me a roll.
It was a 79? 79.
What was, sorry?
No. Sorry, 79.
What was 79?
The roll
Oh, Mythan's roll.
for Mythan. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. So it's 79, which would be must. Oh, yes. Sorry, you're playing. You're playing. Yes. Duh.
Sorry, Chris.
Yes. Hang on, I'll grow a brain in a second. Hang on. What is her origin, please?
It is plus. Oh, I hope that's the right line. Yeah, plus 47.
Okay. So, Mythan, while the other two were off flapping around the island, yes, indeed, you've come further around this way, around the island. Make sure you can see. Yes, you can. And down here, around this side, it gets quite rocky. You can see here that there's basically a rock wall that comes down. Can't really show it, but because the map's not allowing me. But there's a lot of rock rather than sand here, and there are a few little tidal pools. There's not a lot of in the way of tide here, not a huge amount, because these rings around the island, the atoll, whatever you want to call it, certainly buffer a lot of the waves that come in. But there are some smaller tidal pools. And yes, around here, Mythan, you find certainly a small colony of crabs that maybe could be edible. They don't look particularly tasty. And there's possibly some shellfish as well. There's certainly some shellfish. Whether they're edible or not, you're not sure. That's all you managed to find, I'm afraid. The other two arrive back. What do you do, please?
So let's compare notes and perhaps set about collecting the food, if we can do an arrangement for that. But I think that also it would be, Leif's quite keen. He probably hasn't seen them yet, but heard about those colourful trees and thought it might be worth exploring those as they're sort of distinctive, and he'd propose also that we go and explore the lighthouse and the other ruins of the other building on the little island.
For sure, yeah, the trees look interesting, don't they?
Yeah, so happy to divvy up as needed, or do we want to do it all together?
I think priority's got to be water, isn't it?
Right, so.
Don't you think?
We don't want to just ice wall it?
Oh, we could, true. We could just lick a wall, couldn't we? Did we have a tarp or not? I can't remember. Did we?
Someone had a tarp
Who had a tarp?
for collecting. I remember from last time. It wasn't me, for sure. I feel like we had that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bedroll.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Water skins.
But we do have our water bottles, don't we, at least?
Yeah,
We do.
water skins. I did
mean-
have a tarp. Maybe that was the conversation, but I've lost that long ago.
But I think if Karios is willing, I think the ice wall's just as good. I think a less risky way, because that, if when reporting back, we'd hear that the way to get to that water was quite difficult.
Yeah, no, true. I was just wondering if we could make it melt into something.
I suppose
like an ice swan. Is that what you mean? Or an ice cat?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. There's one thing this island needs. Just some ice sculpture.
We could there is that metal dish from the lighthouse. I assume it's the lighthouse. I wonder if we could grab that back over and clean it out. I don't know.
That was quite
But we have our
blackened, wasn't it?
skins, don't we? Don't
We've
we
got
have
our
our water skins?
Yep.
Yeah. How with our water holding containers, how long would they last, Chris, if we were to fill them up from the ice wall?
Um,
Have a look in character law and see if it's got something against. Yeah.
they hold a pint each, from memory, which is not a huge amount. Collection would be a hassle, but the ice wall that Karios can do is how large, Karios? It's pretty big from memory.
It is. It is 8th level, 10 by 10 by 2 at the base and 1 at the top. It can be melted through 100 hits or chipped through 50 man rounds or toppled if not against a wall. So we don't really care. We just need...
I mean, we could use Etienne's armor, breastplate, helmet, etc.
Karios would be happy to help with that.
If you could
process.
just help me slip into something more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Can we wash it first, please?
No, he's already running around his pants already. It's too hot for that armor.
Methane's
sounds
got a cooking pot. I don't know if that'll... I mean, I feel like they could hold a bit of water.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
That would,
I think Leif's got pots and pans too, actually.
I had a tarp in my old pack, but I think that we decided that would all be long gone from the ship, right?
Oh, well, yeah, it depends if you repurchased your pack or not.
No, I don't think I did, to be honest. Or could I say I repurchased my pack?
Well, you could definitely
I
say it. I mean, you know.
No, I didn't. I did not repurchase. No.
The repurchase would have happened when someone, I don't remember who, went back into where are we? Manta?
Manta, correct.
Into the city of Manta, and that's when we met the other party, the Twilight of the Old Order. So I don't think that was a lot of repurchasing able to happen then.
No, I don't think tarp.
No, because we lost our packs at the Oracle, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
It hasn't been. There wasn't any sort of like supplying agency in the in between, was there?
Sorry, sadly no. Sadly.
Army supply store? No? Okay.
Very inconsiderate.
So inconsiderate.
So
Yeah, I mean, I
think
can
safe to say
do an ice wall.
Okay, I reckon we do that. Leave a couple of people to sort the ice, to fill the flasks and everything, and a couple of people to explore.
Yeah, I'll use Etienne's armor will kind of sink into the sand a bit under the wall so that it can sort of drip in there and make a little pool. And anything else we can find to do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we have a roll for the ice wall, please?
Mason, we
Sure
don't need to worry
can.
about 50s anymore.
It's true.
Thank God.
Chris does.
93, Chris.
It's a good ice wall.
That's a very good ice wall. Fair to
Is
say,
it the shape of a cat, Chris? Yeah, shape of a cat.
or a swan.
You squid.
Oh, or a harp. Yeah.
There is a section I'm gonna send it out to all of you guys, and it's a really interesting one in this book, one of the good books, one of the 3 core books of the game. I will send it out in the next few days, and it talks about how to describe spells. So this would actually be, I'll send it out to you, Alex/Karios, to have a think about your description of what actually happens. But at this stage, what does happen, please, Karios, and where do you put the wall?
Well, does it matter? Not on the shoreline, just kind of, I guess, in the middle of where we are. I cast a spell and teeny tiny cat ice sculptures come out of my fingers, and it slowly starts to stack with that ice on ice sound, like clinking in a glass of whiskey. Yeah.
Excellent. That's a lovely image.
I thought you'd like that.
Thank you. You now have an ice wall with some pots and pans with some sweaty armor, so you have water Etienne's armpit? I'm not sure. You use bits of armor and pots and pans. This is hot here. I meant to describe the weather, actually. So very, very similar to yesterday. It's humid, very, very hot and sticky, and there's some slight drizzle. Not enough for proper rain. It's definitely not bucketing down. Probably collect a little bit of the drizzle, perhaps. But yeah, grey, overcast. Actually, the weather there is a bit inaccurate. I'll change that in a second. Yeah, hot and very, very humid. The ice wall starts to melt very, very promptly. Using your implements, you're able to start filling water skins reasonably quickly. That said, the ice wall will still be up for quite some time. It will probably take at least some hours to fully melt because it's a very big chunk of ice. Some people start doing that. What do some other people do, and who does what, please?
Well, I think we should all have a big drink.
Agreed.
Check out the trees, huh? Are we still? Have we got any flying left? Oh dear.
Oops.
Don't look at that.
You guys shouldn't be seeing that at all. Actually, that wasn't in relation to you. That might have been in relation to another party, perhaps. Yes. The kids game I'm running.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Can we are we still flying?
How long does it last? I think, is it 24 hours?
Nah, not that long.
No, that's
limited level.
Yes. Fair to say by the time you've actually, no, that's right. By the time you've been around the island, you're pretty much out of flying. So no, you can't.
All right. Well, anyone want to come over to the coloured trees, and Yathel can do a wind walk thing again?
Happy for Leif to go. Yep. I think we need people with good perceptions. So perhaps.
Do you want me to? How do we? Do I carry you?
Leif can fly himself.
Okay, cool. Do you want to just drag me then? Oh, sure. I can walk, but you know.
You're such a drag.
I am.
I think Miss Anne would want to go as well, if that's possible, because her perception's quite good. But she can't fly herself. That's.
Leif can fly her too. Too.
Cool beans.
Or float her, and he can just that's
drag her.
PowerPoint cheaper. Cool. Yep, happy to do that. Is Karios and Etienne okay to guard the wall and continue to fill the receptacles?
Chipping it up.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
Karios is very happy where she is. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's been a while, and what Etienne, not that Etienne does have on his person a bottle of liquor, so he will get that out and chip off a few bits of ice, and if Karios wants to share a drink with him, he'd be happy to sit there in the sun.
Storm Mage drunk, shall we?
Let's see what happens.
I feel there's a sub story coming here.
Do we want to take this off camera, guys?
No. You'll remember. Well, who knows, right? But he hasn't actually. I don't like the way Chris has phrased this, but he has to. It's now take this. It's not as bad as it sounds, but Etienne's supposed to pleasure the maiden every Earth Day.
I'm sorry, what? Oh my goodness, there's lots of throat clearing going on here.
Sure.
I don't understand. I don't understand. What do you mean?
Well, the maiden actually, in this case, is his goddess, right? So he has to undertake the pleasure of the maiden. That could be sexual activity, but it could be drinking, drugs, singing, dancing, admiring art, something, spreading cheer. So I think he'll have a drink with Karios if Karios wants to drink with him, and he'll start singing some songs and trying to make light of the situation.
Okay.
Karios is happy to participate in pleasuring the maiden. Yes.
Oh dear.
Excellent. Do tell.
No, well, she's happy to support, the drinking and the dancing.
It's my religious requirement.
Absolutely, it's neat. You do what you got to do.
Don't forget, Demos could wake up at any moment.
Well, he could or he could not. I mean, what's
Don't assume that you're
Hide around
private.
bush, maybe, I don't know.
So Karios definitely has a thing. Well, had a thing. I don't want the GM here to, to interfere in the way a player should play their character. But if I recall, Karios did definitely fancy Etienne at some stage. I don't know if the feeling was mutual or I don't know what's going on, but I just remind you of that.
Well, I think it was a very innocent crush, and it was very childlike, and anything beyond that, Karios would be uncomfortable participating in, just to keep it PG. But she's happy to support the proposed arrangements.
Okay. Does she drink hard liquor? Karios enjoy it.
She wouldn't have had hard liquor before. She's happy to give it a go in a safe space.
Okay.
And she's not on her own, and she doesn't feel she's going to be, taken advantage of. So she would give it a go.
Give me a self-discipline check to see self-discipline or constitution. Or constitution. Constitution.
Probably
check.
Constitution.
Yeah, give me a constitution check, please.
Because she's any wee.
So your constitution stat, I've gone through different ways of doing this. Give me a roll. You got a top.
I've rolled 99.
Roll again. Got a top.
Okay.
You've got a top 101.
She rolled a 49, and Constitution is plus 17.
Right. Yeah, just a very quick aside, guys. When I've asked you to do a check on a stat, I've gone through different iterations of how to handle this, and I've actually read the Rolemaster rules are as follows. Take your applicable stat, times it by stat bonus, so 17 times 3, you times the applicable bonus by 3, and then you roll a dice, and if you get 101 plus, you've made the roll. So 51 plus your 99 plus your 48. Karios, you take the shot, whatever Etienne proffers, and knock it back like a champ. And basically turn and look at Etienne as like, what's the fuss about? It's like drinking water. You could probably drink that entire flask, you think, Karios. You don't see, people call it fire water or whatever. This is fine for you.
Oh, she's feeling so cool right now. I mean, if only her colleagues in the Cloud Club could see her now.
If only they could. What would they
Tropical
make
island, beautiful man, some liquor, an ice wall in the shape of a cat. Gosh.
He's only got one hand, though.
That's okay. He only needs one.
Okay. All right, well, we'll leave...
To pour the drinks.
To pour the drinks. We will leave drinking, ice sculptures, and pleasuring the maiden off on one scene, and we'll head off with the rest of the team. What happens, please, guys? I won't... will I split the party up? No, because that would mean Alex staying by herself. So look, no, I won't. What happens, please, guys?
Need to cast.
Go for it.
Sorry, did you say you're casting, Graham, or am I?
I think we all are, aren't we? 32.
So with due rounds preparation.
Yeah, 32.
32. Speller successful.
Leif will be touching Mathan nicely.
Good touching. Yeah, okay. Give me a roll.
5.
Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's have a look. You are safe. He doesn't wear armor, does he? No, he doesn't.
He does not, no.
Not.
That would be bad, wouldn't it?
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Would be bad. Okay. You're okay. That spell goes off.
Cool. That was float for 10 minutes per level. And so if she just holds tightly to him, and then he'll prepare for another 4 rounds and do fly on him.
Go for it.
21.
T1. Success.
Thank you.
So you are heading over here, I think you said, correct? Or
I assumed we would have walked to the beach closest to the coloured trees and then, yes, wanting to float across the intervening gap.
okay, sure thing. So Karios isn't there. Victory isn't there. What is Yeti in this? All right. The gap is not large, so we are talking here. It's 163 foot. I mean, it's 3 rounds walking. Is that do your spells cover you for that length?
Absolutely. Yep, for fly and float.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
While we're walking, can I do perception the water and things in it?
Sure. Yep. Give me a roll.
66.
Okay.
Plus plus sorry, wrong character. Something quite good. It's like 70 or something. 75.
Okay. Brilliant. Yeah. So when you set off here, shortest gap. You notice that there is, getting out to about here, about this point, absolutely no fish. But then a bit further out, yeah, there are quite a few fish splashing around, or swimming around. Not particularly big. You do notice quite a number also, looking further around the coastline, beach line, whatever you want to call it. Quite a number of fish bones and fish skeletons, particularly down this way. But once you get out to about here, the fish are reasonably plentiful, and there's a reasonable amount of marine life. It's not particularly deep water. You can see down to the bottom. Your guess would be maybe it's 10, perhaps 15 feet, but it's not. In some places, at the shallowest, probably be down a bit, maybe 20 or so, but it's not. It's clearly not a great depth. You make it to the shore with relative ease. As you do.
Can we do perceptions of the trees, please?
Certainly.
Aye.
Leif would like to.
Okay. Just a second. So Leif is doing perceptions of the trees. What is Neathanel doing?
Perceiving all around the grove, essentially. You're looking and poking around, looking out for snakes and spiders. So using a sword rather than a hand. But actually, yeah, just looking very closely, see if she's anything out of the usual, any traces of anything of interest.
Okay, cool. And what about Mithan?
I'm sorry, excuse me. I think she'd want to do perception as well, but she's also got. I feel like you did this last session, but she's got region law for like coastal areas.
Mm-hmm.
Has she?
She did use that last session.
Okay.
And like a region law role, a foraging law activity is a bit like it takes up a chunk of time. So it's you going out and you're kind of investigating, you're getting your heads. Maybe not so much region law, but certainly foraging takes up a chunk of time. Maybe region law, or maybe you just simply give it a roll. You've already kind of rolled here once. There's probably not
Not a lot more to learn.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Okay. No, that's cool. So she'd probably just do perception, just around the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I got a couple of those. I'm going to go over each one in a second. Can you? So Pete, you said that Leif in particular is looking at the tree specifically. The ethanol, particularly, you're going to say the trees as well, but anything else? You did list a couple of things.
Oh, the whole area, really. I mean, all poking around the leaves with the sword. Look, giving the whole. I mean, they're just looking for something out of the ordinary, or she is anyway. Looking at anything of interest, tracks, whatever it is, flora, fauna, animals. You know, just not looking for one thing.
Sure. Okay. And Mithan?
Sorry, what was the question?
Is there anything other than what the guys have already said? Is there anything in particular that Mithan is looking for?
I don't think so. No. No, I think she just wants to see kind of what's around. I guess what could be useful. Could she find something that might help give like a better indication in where they are and if there's other land maybe nearby or like a known town, city, country?
So, great question. Very, very logical question. Good question. Mithan and I think Leif did that last session by using. No. It's a really, excellent point. By navigation and stargazing. They have ascertained which way is north, and they've ascertained that they are in the Sea of Katana. They're pretty sure of that by the same stars that they've seen. Other than that, in terms of a skill, you'd probably need to have a lot more knowledge of probably the region that you probably need more information to make a call, and perhaps from there a geography roll. But at this stage, yeah, probably not a lot more. But all fair questions.
I guess you'd also just, I suppose, trying to keep an eye out for food.
Yes.
Because the seashells and the crabs just. Ugh.
Yeah, the crabs, actually, both the shells and the crabs, they were quite a weird colour. They had kind of flecks of black in them. Didn't look massively appetizing.
Yeah. So I suppose, looking for anything, but I guess food.
Sure.
Or something edible.
Okay, great. I'm just going to ask for rolls. I'm sorry, guys, I was doing something else for the last time. Leif's roll, please.
82.
Thank you. Nathan's roll. Hello, Graham.
Sorry, talking to myself. 81.
Thank you. And lastly, Ethan.
41.
41. Thank you. Lovely. All right. Well, the very first thing you all notice, without any perception roll, is the smell around here. It's almost it's kind of sickly sweet, almost clawingly sweet, almost slightly putrid. If you've ever smelt a New York City on a hot summer's day, there's this kind of tinge of almost putrid garbage around it sometimes, or there was when I used to live there. Oh, by the way, for our New York listeners, I love New York City, but listeners and watchers, this almost kind of sickly smell. So that's something that hits all of you. In terms of you, Leif, I mean, you all are giving attention to these very strangely coloured trees. A number of them there you can see. There's a lot of kind of strange flowers as well, with some quite bright growths. The blooms are very intense colours, and again this kind of sickly kind of whoring smell that comes out from a number of these flowers. Leif, scanning the trees, you don't see anything particular that you notice, other than what's already described. Neathanel, you've had a bit of a closer look. You've. By the way, just to check, where are the three of you walking? What are you doing, and where are you at this stage?
I personally think that with an odd smell, as soon as Leif would have been sensing that, he would have been less likely to want to go in amongst the trees.
Okay.
Wanting to take things cautiously and stay around the edges for a start. The unknown is something to be careful of.
Okay, sure thing. Neathanel?
I mean, cautious, yeah. So, I mean, exploring as you go, right? So you find something that stimulates the senses. What is that, first of all, before delving too far in? But, I mean, looking at anything of interest that will warrant further exploring.
Got it. Cool. And Mithun, where are you looking?
She's got herb lore. Does that... I feel like to know, but does it include like the flowers and stuff?
Give it you could try. Definitely try.
I feel like she'd want to... Yeah, she wouldn't want to get too close because it smells weird, but enough that she could look.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the perception. So you've rolled those 3 perception rolls, which I've jotted down. So Neathanel, you walk in a little way amongst the trees and the foliage, looking around, and it's probably because you head in that you notice this a bit more. Some of the on that orange tree that you can see directly in front of you, some of the sap is coming out, and it's bright red in this case.
Ooh.
Like there's kind of a cut or a blemish on the tree, and there's just this dribble of quite bright red, vivid red sap coming out of it. That's what you notice. The leaves are a very different shape. You've never seen trees like this. Then again, you haven't spent a lot of time in the tropics. You're from up north, where it's a bit chillier. So yeah, quite unfamiliar. But again, this sickly sweet, almost slightly rotting smell is definitely stronger in amongst where you're standing, Neathanel. Mithun, in terms of your inspection, 2 things. Firstly, first thing you do twig to is, yes, there are quite a few bushes, flowers, etc. that you think, applying some of your knowledge about using herbs would be useful. And as you come up here in this purple flower in particular takes your immediate interest. That's where I'll start your investigation for herb roll. But just as you're bending down, something catches your eye. Way out here. You see, and it's because of your great vision, you see something red above the waves, and you think, what the hell is that? Could that be a fish? It's a sail! It's a sail! There's a sail! Definitely a sail. What do you do?
Well, I'd call out and wave to Nathaniel and Leif. Be like, guys, I can see a sail.
Great. So are we still? Is she still walking on air? Is that still possible? Hang on.
How long?
Hang on a
You
minute.
tell me how long has it been?
Hang on. She can do it for 1 minute per level, so she's got 9 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say.
Leif can go back.
Yeah, I'd say. How long have you been there? A matter of probably half a minute to cross the water. A minute or so to start looking around. I'd say you got 6 minutes left, approximately, Nathaniel.
Well, I think, yeah, we got to light that fire quick. So I think she'd dash back across the water to the fire, alerting the others on the shore and getting their help to start a fire straight away.
Okay, sure thing. That's Nathaniel's turn. What Smithon do you do?
I mean, if Nathaniel's buggered off, I think she'd just keep exploring.
Okay. All right, sure thing. Leif?
I think that they don't need. I mean, we had set that fire so it was easy to light, hadn't we?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the whole point. Yeah.
You had.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
There has been drizzle throughout the day, of course.
I want Karios to set some fireworks off too.
We do. Just checking this. That's no good. That's no good. I think Nathaniel's got it covered. I think Leif will stay with. If Mithan's staying, Leif will stay because once she can't get back apart from swimming, so Leif will stay with Mithan.
Okay. Sure.
Unless he, who called out to Nathaniel, do you need us, basically? And if she's fine with us staying, then that's cool.
Nathaniel, what are your response?
Oh no, she's fine. She's just going to go and light the fire.
Okay.
Cool.
So Nathaniel, you is it walking or running you can do across the water? I think it's just walking.
All right, I'll fast walk. I'll do
Yep.
some Olympics.
Cool. Just give me a roll for her fast run round to come back to the others, please. Just in case you trip over a rock or a dead fish bone or a whatever.
Cool.
Just basically interested in no fumbles.
No fumble.
Sorry, no fumble? Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, so she pelts it, absolutely pelts it, around the sand. Describe what she's doing as she comes around.
Comes round to the others. Oh, there's more than we left. And says, light the fire, ship, light the fire, Karios. Please, fire. Can you make fire something very visible into the sky, your most visible spell, please?
Yes, she's looking.
How far can you... Is it worth flying and then firing it? I don't know, What's the...
She's thinking through her spells. She's flicking through.
That's the GM's timer, by the way.
Well, anyway, she's going to get on, not going to wait for...
Okay.
She's going to urge Etienne to join her lighting the fire.
Done.
Yep.
How long does it take to use a flint and tinder, or what does she have to light the fire, please?
Got a flint and tinder.
Yep. Tell me how long.
I do
it
have a
takes.
flint and tinder.
Sure. Do you want to look it up?
You'll be doing the spells, but
Pete, do you-
I've got a big lighter. No,
do you have a
tinderbox.
Yep.
Etienne's got a tinderbox.
Sure. So, the box. Yep. So that gets it going. But you've actually got to light it first with a flint and steel. Is that right?
Start fire in 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Unless you're neathanol, which means you can do it in 1. That's what it says in the book.
Wow, that's cool, isn't it? That's a lucky skill to have. That. Yeah, if it's not catching, Nethra has a little bit of oil she could use too.
Okay. So, flint, steel, flint, steel, flint, steel. This is quite a long time for you, Karios. So that's 3 time. It's 18 rounds. What do you do?
She's thinking. Can I overcast? What is that? 2 rounds? No, up to 10.
Yes, you can. It's a risk, but you can do it.
Does a shock bolt cause fire? Shock bolt.
No, it's electricity.
So lightning bolt. It's a level 10 spell.
Cool.
Lightning bolt 1, as shock bolt 1, except a lightning bolt is shot and the results are determined on the lightning bolt table.
Mm-hmm. So this is so you've got to have at least 10 power points. That's the
I do.
Yep. And to cast over, there is a 25 or under chance that this goes poorly. So roll that first, please.
No pressure. Okay. 54?
54?
56? Oh, no. So, no, 56. Sorry, I read Neathanals.
No, that's okay. That's fine. Can you please... Actually, that's one of the same. That's one of the same roll. The spell goes off. We don't have lightning, unfortunately, so we're going to use fire. What's the range, please?
Lightning bolt, shock bolt 1, range 100.
Okay, so it's up 100 foot. To give you a sense, this is you guys here. Not sure if I'll be able to do it vertically. That's 149 foot. So, no, I can't do it vertically. Vertically, that's out there.
So you need to fly up first and do it.
Okay. You want me to fly and then do it again?
Well, you've already cast it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you think if the sail is only just visible, and that's on top of a raised boat, we've got to get a bit higher, I think.
Okay. Can I do that, please?
I'd check you can see the boat first, of course, but...
Yep. So that's the first that lightning bolt goes off. Now, normally for something mundane as lighting a fire, I wouldn't ask for rolling a dice. You're just lighting a fire. Ethanol's done it hundreds, thousands of times. However, this is a pressure situation. You need to light it within 3 minutes. Could you give me... what would be? An agility check, I think. It's been raining. I'm going to say a light agility check, please, Neil.
57 plus 35.
92. Yeah, success. So within 3 minutes, you get... thank goodness you had that tinderbox, because everything's a bit damp from the drizzle that I've mentioned a couple of times. The stuff does light, but you really got to struggle to find some dry part, but yep, you eventually start getting some smoke going. Karios, you cast, and then there was quite a number of rounds while Nathaniel was continuing to try to get the fire going. What are you doing in that intervening time, if anything?
Have I already done my lightning bolt?
You've done one, yes.
Can I please fly up?
Yep.
How far do you think?
You'll need
100 foot?
You'll need to cast a fly spell.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering how... Oh, the pressure. She's just looking through her spell list in her head. Fly. Does it say how high I can go?
Range.
Range, fly 1.
And it will say in the description of how far you can travel each round.
75 per round. So I can, and range is 10. Does that mean I can only go up 10 foot?
No, sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have said range. Discount range. It's in the description of the spell. Don't forget. Yeah, so you can fly up 75 foot per round.
Okay, I'll do that, please. Is that okay?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
Go
so I roll.
as high as you can, just as long as you've got time to fly down again.
Oh, yes.
Or I've got fly 2, which is 150 foot. Should I try that one?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get up. I mean, you'll be up there. I mean, you've got how many per... How long does the spell last?
Fly 2 lasts 1 minute per level. It's a
So
7.
You got a lot of time to get very high in that case.
Okay,
Man.
can we go for fly 2, please, which is 150?
Give me a roll. Yeah, give me a roll.
Oh, 17.
17. No preparation. However,
But I
Yes.
don't need to.
yes, again, that ability of Kiros's saves the day. The spell is successful.
Okay, I'll write that down. Fly 2. And while I'm up there,
Yeah,
can I do another lightning overcast level 10 spell?
sure.
Have you got any others?
I don't. They're not. I've got like the shock bolts. I've got
What colour are the shock bolts?
what color?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have thought like yellowy white.
Casting the spell.
Can I say what color it is?
They're shock bolts.
Well,
What's the description?
I want to do a lightning bolt, don't I?
Well, I was just thinking, what's going to attract attention?
Or could I do projected light from my palm while I'm floating in the air? Would that be better?
Probably will lack range. I would have thought that kind of distance. But it was just if you had anything that, for instance, couldn't be detected as because they might just think, oh, there's some lightning over there. Do you know what I mean?
Could it be bright purple? Could it be bright purple or bright red?
Purple would be good. Red would be excellent. Red would be perfect.
Can I pick the color? Can I?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask me.
Yes, you can. It would look like electricity, but maybe electricity for Kairos is purple, if you want it to be.
What do you think? Like a bright red? That's an unnatural color.
Unnatural colour that can be seen,
Can I please do that?
Sure. How far up do you go? How many rounds?
Well, how many rounds? For flying, do you mean?
Correct.
Well, I can go up to 150. What's that in meters? I'm not very good with feet. So 6 foot is 1.8 meters. 100. What's that, like 50 meters?
Sorry, the GM's doing other things. Could someone do a wee...
I'll find a calculator. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the other system. I like metric. So 6 foot is 101.8 meters, right? So 10, 60.
So 150 foot is 45 meters.
Oh, well, we better do the full 150, yeah?
She goes up one round. Oh, 150 foot, sure.
Definitely.
I mean-
I think she can go for longer. She could go 200, 250.
Obviously you can go laterally too. I mean, you could get closer as well. I mean, if you've got 9 minutes of flying, 75 feet around.
So go out towards the sail.
Yeah, I mean, you could do, couldn't you? As long as just make sure you get back. I just make sure you count so that you got plenty of time to come back.
What are you doing?
So
No.
one. Can I go 1 round out, 2 rounds out? What did you say that was meters? Sorry, Chris. 1 round.
1 round is 45 meters.
45, 90. 3 rounds. Can I go out 3 rounds?
Yeah.
Up 1 round.
Yeah.
Fire back 3 rounds. That's 6 rounds with 1 to spare. Oh
Yep.
no, it's a 10th level spell, so I've actually got another 3 levels. Out 3 rounds, up 2 rounds, back 3 rounds with 2 to spare.
Isn't it minutes, not rounds, that the spell lasts, though?
I'm getting all confused now with the maths. It is lightning bolt 100. Range is 100. Lightning bolt 10.
How far away is the ship?
I'm really confused right now. I'm sorry with the maths of it.
And we want to help Karios?
So-
Oh yes.
So
for
I've got
sure.
I've got 10 rounds.
10 rounds. So we're talking about how far you can fly.
Yeah. So
And it's 1 minute per level. And what level is she?
she's an 8, but the spells are 10.
So, the fly spell.
The lightning oh
So
gosh.
we're looking at the fly spell, yeah.
Oh, the fly. You're right. Fly is a 7th level spell, so she's got 7 rounds of
Oh
the fly.
no, because it's her level. It's 1 minute per
Oh.
caster's level. So there are 6 rounds in a minute, and she's 8 level, so she's got 8 times 6 rounds. So she's got 48 rounds of that spell.
Oh, I see. So sorry. The maths stumps me.
Well, and then all the words are like per this blah blah blah. Yeah. So 48 rounds is quite a long time. So she could travel 48. So that's 24 times 150 foot. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So she could travel 3,600 foot.
Out or up?
Well, that's half of her travel. So no, just in any direction, diagonally up or whatever, maybe.
So I want to go out and up, and then back and down.
So perhaps minus a couple of rounds to cast the spell while she's up there. So minus 600, 300 foot. Make it 3,000 foot, and then she's got 4 rounds to spare. So
Okay. I don't understand, but I'm okay.
Yeah, so she could
I trust you.
For that number of rounds. So traveling for 7 minutes, 8 minutes, she can travel 3,000 foot, out, and then she's. Did I say that right? Give me a second.
So I probably don't even need to go up. I just need to go out. Yeah, I was thinking of minutes, not like 10-second rounds. I was thinking of minutes. I've got
How far away is the boat, Chris?
Neathanel can't see it, I'm afraid. Mithan saw it over here quite some time ago. And Neathanel's here at this stage. At this stage, I still don't have an indication of where Karios is or what how far.
So I reckon Karios should fly up 100 foot, and then up maybe 200 foot, and then start flying out for 3,000 feet.
Okay.
That's my suggestion, in the right direction, and course correct towards the sail once she's got a good read on it, that sort of thing.
Then cast and then fly back.
Yeah, and so if she's going out 3,000, if she's traveling 3,000 foot, that's half of the amount of the distance that she can travel. So she's got
Okay.
the time to go back.
Okay.
So that's not quite the distance. Neathanol, about now, after Karios. Now, Karios, you are all by yourself, out over the water. You are...
Drunk?
Yeah, you're probably drunk, actually. No, you're probably not. But you are definitely by yourself. Can I ask for a perception roll from you, Karios?
Okay. Oh my goodness, that maths. So I rolled an 18, and my perception is plus 36.
Thank you. Now remember, this is masked. 18. Okay. And 36. Karios, you honestly, you don't know. Your human eyes are just not great. You think out this direction. You saw a smudge, a speck, which could be a ship. I think it's the only thing you can think you can see. Can you please now, if you want to cast? Certainly, there's nothing visible here. It's been, you've gone out a wee way that you can't see a ship. Perhaps your lightning bolt will attract them. Are you wanting to cast the lightning bolt?
Yep, I definitely do.
Now, okay, all right, sure thing.
What were you going to say? Just
nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're overcasting by 2 levels.
So if I muck up, I drown. Is that what you're saying?
Let's find out.
Don't have to do it. There'll be other times.
Oh, I do have. No, I do have to do it. I'm going to do it. Roll D100.
Would your shock bolt not be enough?
Yeah, why do you need the lightning? I thought...
Because isn't the shock bolt similar?
Certainly the lightning bolt is more powerful, so it's probably more visible, just as a
But
heads
didn't
up.
you say I need? But didn't you say I needed the shock bolt earlier when I said could I do a shock bolt? And you said no, that's electricity.
Oh, that was for lighting the fire.
Correct.
Oh, so I don't have to overcast. I can just do a shock bolt.
Well, you could, but a shock bolt is like a small charge of electricity. Well, you absolutely could. The shock bolt is a small charge of electricity. It's not as powerful. It doesn't do as much damage. The lightning bolt is a very powerful charge and therefore probably more visible. But your call.
I think I'd rather.
You do have shock bolt 3, which has got the range of 300 foot, so that must be more powerful than the regular shock bolt, I guess.
I was looking at that. Level 8, shock bolt 3. Can I make it purple?
Yes, sure. Why not? Do your spell.
Okay. I'd like to cast level 8, shock bolt 3, and I'd like to make it purple and sparkly.
Excellent. So, just sure thing. With any spell there is a risk of failure. A spell that you can already cast is a lot less risky than overcasting.
Okay, so I'm level 8. This is a level 8 spell.
Correct. So it's a lot less risky than the lightning bolt. But will it be seen as far? I don't know. You need to make a roll, please. Are you... Yeah, any other preparations? Anything I should be aware of?
No, I don't need to prep. I'm good to go.
Go. Give me a roll, please.
Doing it for the team. Okay, here we go.
If you roll... Do you want the heads up? If you roll a 0, 1, or a 2, every single spell fails on a 0, 1, and a 2.
I've rolled a 72.
Okay. 72. What's your bonus for shock bolt?
My bonus for shock bolt is pretty good. It is... Oh, bear with me. It is plus 106.
Very good.
Whoa, she's so good.
She is very good. There is a blast of purple energy from Karios' fingers. The speck that you saw, you suspect if you might have had elvish vision, you might know what the speck is. You think it might be a ship. You don't know. You don't know for sure. Nathaniel, you also have the fire going, so there is now a decent amount of smoke coming off the islands. Admittedly, there's already smoke coming off the island, of course, but there is now a fire coming off the island. So you've got a fire going here.
In terms of how much more smoke I've added to the smoke coming off the volcano anyway, do I get a sense of whether that's actually made any difference at all?
What you're trying to burn is wet, which means it is quite smoky. However, you can see it there on the map. There's quite a lot coming off the islands. Would someone be able to distinguish between the two? You don't know. You're not sure. What I'd like but there is a fire and there was a shock bolt.
I've got Leif's wanting to cast spells as well, if possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's Leif?
During that time. So he's got a plan. He's got a lesser illusions spell. So is it okay to jump in now and to do this?
What's his plan? What are you trying to
do?
do?
His plan is he'd want to get M.E.R.P to orient him to where the ship is.
Yes.
He'd fly up as well, probably a couple of 100 foot.
Yep.
And then he'd do multiple copies of this lesser illusion spell, so he can create a 10 foot by 10 foot illusion, and he would be doing a flag of a particular color and cast multiple copies. So get a 30 by 40 foot flag, 12 casts of the spell. So he's wanting to create some sort of color in the sky.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So hopefully his idea is he knows Karios is going to do a shock bolt. That's the attention getter, and perhaps to show that there's something going on, have a weird sort of. Does he know what a color is for distress? Purple.
Give me a general knowledge roll, Pete.
And he'll ask M.E.R.P too. 73 plus 9. I told you didn't know much.
No, he doesn't know, I'm afraid.
M.E.R.P got any ideas about what colour?
Let's find out.
Yeah, give me a roll.
56.
6.
Plus 8.
Plus 8.
She knows even less.
Yeah, she knows even less.
Fair to say, no idea. Okay, so Karios sending the shock bolt out. You would actually be acting first, I think, Leif.
That was the plan. So his will take a long time to get in place. Sort of.
Okay, so can you give me how many spell rolls is that, please?
So if he's doing.
And how long does it take, as well?
That's the problem. He's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to math the power points he's got. He's got 39 power points. It's a second level spell, so he can do. So it's a 20 by 30, so it's 12 power points, and 4 rounds for each. 24 rounds, which is 4 minutes to cast the spells, and that will give him a 20 foot by 30 foot rectangle. It's the size of a sail, isn't it? I guess. And then in between that, he'll have to recast his fly spell at least. Oh no, at least once. So that's another 5 power points.
And are you prepping for each one of those spells as well?
Yeah, so the 4 minutes to cast those.
Oh yes, as for the prep, as with
6
the prep.
spells is 24 rounds, which is including the prep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So 6 spells plus a fly spell.
Okay. Can you please roll those dice? I guess what we're interested in is no failures, so no 1s or 2s.
Oh, got a 14, 24, 100, 7, 72, 77, and 91. So no failures.
No failures. Okay. I'm not gonna do sound effects for all of those spells. In terms of sequencing, probably. Ooh. The sound just got a bit strange for you guys? Oh, yeah, it's back now. Oh, okay, it must have been just me. In terms of sequencing, it probably would be. I think Leif first, ultimately. Then the fire goes. Then Karios goes out halfway and casts the spell. So the fire is definitely going. Karios has cast her spell, and Leif, you have purple stuff up in the sky. Okay, so I'm going to say that. I'd like someone, please, to roll a very important roll. Who would like to roll a very important roll?
I want to roll.
Go for it.
Do it.
Yay!
Do we want high or
Yay.
low?
Just want to roll.
Okay.
42.
That's the ultimate answer roll.
All right. And you wait. Karios actions from you. You realize you need to come in.
I'd like to come back.
Yep.
Yes.
So Karios, just as a heads up, an overcast had that failed, that could have been problematic for you. Any dice roll, any magic, any spell, there is always any spell. There is a 1 or a 2% chance. So just so you know, and I think that would have to be a life for you if you ended up in that water. So you're a long way out.
But it looks like a flat Earth situation, so I'm feeling positive.
Okay. So,
Like, where's the elephants and the tortoises?
Discworld, eat your heart out. You wait, Karios. You fly. Where do you fly, by the way? You fly back. You do see
My cat.
quite visibly Leif and Mithan down here. Do you say or interact with them at all, or are you just flying back to where you started?
I'll give them a little wave, maybe, and could I land with them? Is that okay?
Sure, if you want to. Yeah.
Where are they? Sorry, could you just?
Yep. Well,
Smelly trees.
Leif is flying, but around here, near the colourful trees.
Yeah. Pop me down with the team. And is my cat there?
No, your cat's back with the one-handed guy and the fire starter.
Oh my goodness.
Leif would applaud Karios for her fireworks, by the way.
Oh,
Applause.
I think actually I'll do a flyover and go back to my cat if that's okay. And I would obviously arms out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant flyover, just like the red arrows. You get back, you land, and you will wait, staring intent.
Just to say that the purple rectangle will last for about 70 minutes.
Sure. Thank you. And you wait. And you wait. And no one comes. What do you do?
Well, I'm not
Get back-
mad. I'm just disappointed.
Go back to the booze. I think carry on searching where we were. I think.
Okay.
So well, at least I guess to know the fire probably isn't worth bothering with. And we've got some things to try next time, right? Probably what we need to do is set watches out on the horizon. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So, Karios, you go back and you rejoin Etienne and your pussycat. Nathanal, you head back and join your companions over here. Leif, eventually the large sail, the purple images dissipate. How do you get back over, Nathanal? Do you do the same spell again? If so, can you make a roll?
Sure. I'd swim, but I don't like all the dead things. 56.
56. The spell is successful. the three of you are now back here. What do you do now, please? Seen the strange, well, the trees as described. You'd seen the bright red sap. Other actions.
Was Mithan about to look at the purple flower?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Give me a roll, please. For
Oh
herb.
yeah, and do her herb.
Give me a roll for herb law.
Herb. 67
Yep.
plus 23.
No, sorry, Nathan. It's both, and it's in the area. So a herb roll is about 4 hours worth of looking, which covers quite an area. There's nothing here that you recognise, I'm afraid. Yes, you do have some knowledge of coastal regions, but not jungle, not like this. Don't recognise anything.
He's got a jungle. Hang on. She's got a jungle region lore.
That was the one that Pete rolled last session, I believe. Is that right, Pete?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Oh, okay. Because she's got a jungle one, let's say desert one, a desert one, and coastal.
Correct. So Pete last time
Yep,
tried a
okay.
combination of, I mean, excellent points. This is exactly what I'd do. Pete tried both the coastal and the desert combined last, and the jungle combined last time, with
Okay.
no joy. Anything other than looking at the undergrowth, smelling things? Specifically, what are you doing in this grove, guys, if anything else? If anything.
I think just sort of making way down the length of the island, just seeing if there's anything else of interest in there.
You do a circuit. You come down here. You head back round. About here is where that strange smell begins, and it's definitely around this area. It's not down here. Other than that, you don't see anything. Nothing else leaps out at you. Nothing's unusual, other than what's already been described.
Yeah, investigate the forest floor, like sweep aside the wet leaf litter. Nothing odd there.
What you've seen, no.
No. Yeah. Okay. And there's
And the
flowers in
gap-
the trees, but no, not fruit. It's flowers.
Correct. Yep.
But I don't think it's worth nosing around in those. Nothing good will come of that. What about the gap between that and the next island? What's that?
Oh, short. $50. This one here, 12 foot, but this is quite deep, and this is relatively deep here as well. So shallow, 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 and begins to get deeper.
How deep? Has it got a current?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once you get out here, yes. I mean, this is the open ocean out here, and definitely waves, strong waves, are hitting these beaches.
Oh, I mean, in the channel in between, is there a current there?
Yeah, it looks like it. Hard to tell for sure, but you think so. Yep.
Having said that, she can leap 28 foot in a running long jump. So that's a pretty straightforward jump for her.
Yeah.
How's it work in terms of failure for jumps?
She can leap 28 foot.
Oh, she's got the part of acrobatics.
Okay. Okay.
In terms of failure for jumping, what is that?
You'd you'd roll on the moving maneuver table and see what the table says.
In
28
terms of
28 foot, that does seem a lot.
oh well, I'll go back. This is from when you asked me to do
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
That's the stat. So that's based on her exceptional agility, both combination of her acrobatics and jumping skill.
Okay. All right. We'll go with that for the moment. So in terms of what could happen, it all depends on that maneuver table and how she does.
Yeah, that's one of those we just never end up doing anything because it's just too risky. Even though obviously you could jump it every time. Okay.
That's about life.
So if you're talking that one there, that's 12. That's 12 foot, and that there is. That's actually. Hang on. It's 40 foot. Beg my pardon. I measured that incorrectly. But there, that's the shortest point. It's 30. That's 38 there. Sorry, I measured that incorrectly. I don't know how I did that. Yep. There, 38. That's within her range, though.
Yeah, I guess if someone comes over and just takes a rope, just in case I fall in. One of you guys feel like doing that?
Sure.
Yeah, Methane would.
Okay.
Thanks. So I'll just sling that round me and then I'll do the jump.
Okay, sure thing. So, running on sands and leaping. What would I call that? I mean, some of it's hard sand, but actually once you get to the edge where she needs to leap off, it's wet. 12 foot.
If it's risky, then she wouldn't bother.
No. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Let's call that a medium maneuver. It's not a hard. I think light is probably a bit too generous. So yeah, it's a medium.
All right, I'll do that then. And if you could just take the slack if I fall in.
Give me a roll.
So she'll just drop her stuff on the other side. Four.
Roll
Typical.
again, please.
Typical. 15.
Okay. 15. And her skill, please.
Acrobatics. Plus 94.
Crikey. She is very good. Even with that not flash roll, she has a 60% chance, 60 or under, of doing it. Your roll, please. And this isn't all or nothing. She either does it or she doesn't.
56.
56! Get some! Get some.
Oh, that's so good.
Nice work. Heck of a jump. She lands there.
Cool. Just say to Mithan, look, I'll be back in a minute. So she unties the rope. I'm just going to have a quick snook around this island, just check there's nothing else on it. So she just has a walk around it, really just looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Got it.
Just walking around the sand, looking inwards.
So this is this island here. It's definitely the largest. And it will take you all the way down to...
She'll take her sword, I think. But, yeah.
Okay. Bithan and... Leif, what are you guys doing while Nethanel heads off?
I wonder if we'll just investigate the trees one more time and then just go back and wait. Are we waiting for her, or we just go back to the main?
If you wouldn't mind, just until I get back across.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll just go and then wait at the other end. So I think we should go and. What do you think, Mason? Check out the trees one more time. Keep an eye on the horizon. Keep on an eye on the boat horizon.
Yep.
And check the trees one more time, and then walk back to the near-ethanol leaping part.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, done. The ethanol. I'm not going to take you into a separate room. I'll narrate so the others can hear. Very little that you find here. You don't know that doesn't
It's
exist.
a village.
It is not a village.
Oh.
It is not a village. That should not be there. I don't know how.
Boo.
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah.
You do down one side, down. So you take it all the way out, kind of checking into the jungle every now and then. There's quite a bit of rock on this island in the way that's atoll or spit of land, whatever it is, in a way that there isn't on either this, certainly the one you've just been investigating. You make it all the way down here, and you this is pretty much just what you can see. The rotting remains of what was probably once a medium-sized, not a huge, but a medium-sized ship. It's pretty much that. There's no other wreckage around that you can spot. The timber has been there for a very long time. Don't know for sure, of course, but not just a couple of years, but probably decades, if not. There's barnacles all over it, and very little else of interest. Could you give me a perception roll, please?
I will take the opportunity to look out to sea as well while I'm here.
I'm assuming, fair to say, I think all of you are scanning out to sea reasonably regularly.
15.
Would that
1-5.
Would that be a fair comment?
I'd say so.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Can you roll again, please?
Exciting. 95.
5. That is also. Okay. And your perception, please?
Plus 75.
Oh. All right. You've had a really good look around, scanned everything you think is worth scanning. There is a set of reefs, maybe, certainly jagged rocks that come out into the open sea here. See a few of them. Get a better look. You've obviously seen them from the beach that you're on. Some of them are quite large, covered in bird guano in a couple of places, you think. Other than that, nothing of interest. You then do the internal check of the island, and I'll ask for a perception roll as well, please.
$76.
76. Plus 75?
Yeah.
No. But the only thing you don't notice is... Sorry, the only thing you do notice is no dead fish. Fish around here seem to be quite plentiful and quite, up until about here, quite plentiful and quite healthy.
So the dead zone, does that sort of equate to where the cut trees are coloured as well?
From what you've seen, there were a few, relatively few, a few around here, dead fish, and then quite a lot of fish bones out to about kind of here, and around here, and then about here onwards, fish in reasonable quantities.
Maybe you should live on that side of the island.
It's funny enough where you are.
That was it? Oh, there you go then. Meant to be.
You feel as though, Neathanel, you've been around this kind of longest spit pretty thoroughly. Other than the mouldering wreck of the ship, which is very, very, very old. Can't see anything else. You make it back to your companions. It's getting late in the day, late afternoon stage.
We'll head back then, I guess.
Want to try a jump across?
Well, I might as well just walk back then on air.
Okay. Back to this island, the one you're on, or you going
back
here?
Back to the drinks party.
Okay, cool. Give me a roll.
41.
41. That is successful.
Oh, actually, I mean, while she's got that spell, I guess may as well nip across the strait up the opposite side of the coloured trees for the hell of it.
And look around here?
And look around there, and then, before the spell runs out, then nip back across kind of thing.
Sure. Give me a roll, please. Perception roll.
Just in case there's anything else going on. Thirteen.
Nothing on this one. Yeah.
Right.
Sand,
right.
Trees, some undergrowth, that's about it.
Alright.
Head back for Neathanel, Leif, and Mithan. Doing the same? What are you doing?
Yeah, anything else Mithan wanted to do?
No. Nah, I think she's good. I think she's annoyed. She's annoyed she can't kind of figure anything out, so she just wants to be done with it.
Okay.
Just wondering if we want. The only thing that I can think to do is if we wanted to take a sample of the red sap.
Could do. Have you got a means of telling what it is?
No, not at all. Apart from tasting it.
Okay.
Yeah. To us, a float and a fly spell for Mithan and Leif.
Yes, please.
Touchy and preppy. 38 for the float spell.
That is successful. Yep.
And 95 for the fly spell.
There you go. Loving that.
Yep. Cool.
All right. You make it back to camp. It would be late afternoon, 4:30. Karios and Etienne. I don't know how large is Etienne's bottle, Graham. How inebriated or otherwise are they, if at all? Hello, Graham. Hello.
Sorry. Yeah, I say he's probably drunk a fair bit, and so when the others get back, I would say that yeah, he's probably singing at the top of his voice. doing a
Excellent.
little dance.
Yeah.
You know,
What's he singing?
a little ditty, something along the lines of, a little ditty called "Walk with the Dreamers."
Excellent.
It goes, "Walk with the dreamers, the believers, the lovers, the courageous, and the cheerful, the doers, the people, with the head in their clouds and the feet on their ground. Let the spirit ignite a fire within you to leave this world better than when you found it." So quite an upbeat kind of thing.
And Kairos, how much have you imbibed?
I've given it a good nudge. I quite like the taste.
Yeah. Okay. So you're feeling a
Quite
bit
like the company.
okay. Anything happen that I should know about or not?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Well, after hours in the blazing hot sun, investigating buzzing insects, Nathaniel, you come back with your two companions, Leif and Mithan, to find these two not completely hammered, but definitely enjoying themselves, drinking the nice cool water off the ice wall because they've had plenty of that. Yours has run out, by the way. You better have some more. And yeah, looking like they've actually had quite a fine afternoon while you've been out in the hot sun investigating, smelling smelly trees, dealing with dead fish, looking at grim boats and all the rest of it. There they are. What do you guys do? Arrival back.
Okay, one thing we haven't really fully done, well, a couple of things. One, we haven't really checked out the bodies.
Yeah.
We haven't checked out the silver shiny object that I posted about, although maybe now isn't a good time, but it definitely isn't. Now, the other question was, how did we? I mean, when we touched the map, weren't we looking at navigators' positions? Were they not the options on our list?
These were, sorry, the map dots were concentrations of the essence, the power in the world. Sorry, I'm just answering, this is just what I remember.
Please.
Which frequently have got navigator columns on them, but not always.
Okay.
So they might be sort of, them sort of pools of power or nodes of power that things might gravitate to, maybe magical animals or something, or navigator columns, but not hard and fast was my understanding.
Right, so we shouldn't dig for a navigator column just yet.
We could.
What time? Well, anybody want to check some bodies?
Perhaps that's what Kairos and Etienne should have been doing with their time rather than whiling it away.
Yeah, maybe.
You could use
Does anyone want to come and look at some dead bodies? Says Nathaniel.
Yep. Leif will.
That's the spirit.
Also, I think we should relocate where we are, either to an outer island, so that we're not on the dead fish island, because it seems to me that the dead fish are on the float around the island. Because there were dead fish on this side, weren't there?
A few. There were dead fish were here. This is probably the easiest way to do it. There were a few dotted around this beach, and more relatively recent, like they're kind of rotting. There were a number of dead skeletons of fish here. From what you've seen, there are lots of fish out here swimming naturally, normally, all the way around here. Where they start to get more plentiful of skeletons is definitely around here, and around this area. Yep. There are fish still, a few fish, live fish, swimming around here, but generally around about here there's just fish bones. And you're seeing this, it's relatively easy to spot. As mentioned, the water is not that deep. While you're
And the direction of the sail was bottom of the screen for us now-ish.
bottom,
Oh.
Mithan saw it over here.
Oh, in that corner. Okay, so yeah, cool.
So we want to keep a view of that direction, then, don't we?
Just as you're musing, something happens.
Oh.
Demos, your eyes flicker open, and suddenly it's bright, painfully bright, bearably bright. There's this taste of salt on your lips, and yeah, you're awake.
What's happened?
Where
Hello!
am
Where's
I?
my sister?
Oh God!
Well, the good news is you've got a magic spear. The bad news is we're on a desert island.
The good news is we're out the in-between.
Yep. In the middle, and now we're in the middle of nowhere.
I feel like he'd just lie there for a minute and just just try and understand how we got here. And I think his head would be very sore.
Yeah, couple of things. Firstly, his head is you definitely still have a mild headache. You also have a new injury. You have this on the palm of your hand as well, which is very curious. Or both hands. Strange.
What happened here?
I think we'd just fill him in on the exit from the, well, everything that happened post him sliding down that, that trap and going unconscious.
I think he'd want to know how long has he been out for? How long have I been out for?
I would say that we couldn't track time in the in-between, could we? I would say 2 days maybe in the in-between ish, and 1 day here.
Feels like longer.
Anyway, you got a new spear to play with. Catch us a fish.
Sure.
Have a look at the ice wall.
Yeah. Help yourself.
Yeah. Is there any food?
You're
Yeah.
hungry. You're
Yeah.
hungry and thirsty, Demos. Very hungry. Very thirsty.
Well,
Go
we've got
and-
about a week of rations, but that's it, I think.
He'd go and lie. Oh, probably not on the ice wall. Next to the ice wall.
It's another thing to get used to after so long in the in-between of it not being hot, not being cold. Yeah, it's just bizarre, Demos, to experience heat in warmth, humidity.
He'd want to know, like, he'd want to know where are our other friends? Did they die? What happened?
Well, not,
Hate
no, they went their own way. Yeah, they went their own way. We separated. We've got different missions to accomplish. They went off on one, and we missed ours. We were trying to get to the different island to this to see Ningwen for some advice. Main thing we need to do is scan the horizons for a boat out of here.
And funnily enough,
There's one.
no,
Oh.
there's
Ooh.
there's two.
Oh, where?
So it's getting on late, and it's actually the lights on board the ship that capture your attention. It's not dark yet. It's going on for dusk. There is one ship that is a lot closer this time. So the one that you saw, Mytharm, was a long way out. This one is definitely, I say, a lot closer. It's not, like right next to you, but you can make out a bit more about the size of the vessel. You can make out that it's got a couple of masts this time. You can make out the color of the sails. You can see a lot more than you could previously. You also see, and it was actually your focus on Demos caused you, even though all of you are looking out to sea, definitely looking out to sea, reasonably regularly. However, Demos waking and your conversation with Demos, you were focusing on him for a minute, and it wasn't until one of the lanterns, probably on board deck, got lit, or probably more than a lantern admittedly, but certainly a light on board deck got lit, that triggered Myth, and it was your vision that zeroed in on it. But also, looking definitely further away, further behind the first ship, but also further out to sea, is another set of lights. So one ship that's quite upon you, but coming past the island, here, and then in the gathering gloom, quite a long way out, another set of lights. Yeah, GM is going to head to the loop. Back in a sec.
Woohoo! Stoke the fire.
Well, I think probably spells are the way, right?
Well, during dusk, I suppose a bonfire would be useful, though.
Yeah, I'm going to certainly do it. But can Leif do his thing again?
Well, he needs. He's he can do something. Yep, yeah, he can do his thing. But I think Karios is more effective. If she could do maybe 3 shock bolts this time, if she's got the power points.
Yep.
2 or 3. Yeah.
I mean, nothing will get the fire going again for sure.
Yep. So Leif can make. I'll just read the description and we can decide what's the best thing to do. So this is only a second level spell. Only creates a 10 by 10 illusion. But if he does multiple of them, he can do 6 for 12. He's got 19 power points left. He can do 6 for 12, and then 2 fly spells to get him up and back. Yep. So what would you recommend? It creates a simple, immobile image or scene in an area of up to 10 foot. It creates an immobile set of sounds in an area. So what's the best thing? If you can do a glowing purple squares?
I mean, yeah, anything that looks decidedly unnatural.
Okay, let's go with that. Go with the purple theme.
Should we attract a boat? Of course, it could be pirates. Can I suggest if we do, well, obviously we wrap up all the goodies thoroughly. Neathra will probably turn herself invisible. I just wonder if actually, how's she doing for power points? Yeah, I think she'll probably try and go. But yeah, depending on the type of vessel, if we're unsure about it, she might just stow aboard. I think
that's a very good idea. And we should come up with a story, I reckon. Will we shipwrecked? Magical accident? What do we want to say?
Should we say that we were actually attacked by pirates? Brought here by pirates, left to die?
Yep.
From...
So we just traders, or are we...
No, we could be adventurers, can't we? But where have we come from?
We're on our way to Ely? On our way to the island of Darn? Or on the way to Ely?
Yeah, well, because we can pay them to drop us. Actually, no, because the pirates would have taken all our money. Maybe that's a crap idea. Because we sort of want to be dropped at Darn, don't we? Because we're kind of wanted people. So whoever we pick up, we've got to kind of bribe them to drop us there. So maybe our story is one of strangeness and magical misadventure or something.
Well, you're right there.
Or, could we say we'd been using the navigators and weird shit happened and we ended up here?
True. True. Navigator accident might be unheard of, but
Mm.
we've
Alright,
had
folks.
time to concoct one anyway. Yep.
Mm.
Alright, folks. I think because time is of the essence, we're actually going to go into rounds. Are we? Yes, I think we are. Alright, hang on a sec. Second. Karios, oddly enough, it's you that's first to act. So you've been perhaps somewhat overcome with the fact that after what seems ages, an age, your friend Demos, he of the sturdy chin and the strong spear arm, and who's been unconscious for seems like forever, is suddenly awake. You've been focusing on him when all of a sudden Mython again points out to sea, says, "A ship! No! 2 of them!" Karios, what do you do?
I wonder if we should signal.
What,
I would want to. I want to speak. I want to ask what to do.
All right.
Because I don't want them to be like pirates, and then we signal pirates.
All right. So you want
So
to?
can I?
Yeah,
ask
sure.
My team members, what should we do?
Sure thing. So Karios is wanting to have a quick conversation. Next up is Neathanel. Neathanel, what do you do?
Light the bloody fire.
You can get like, what was it, 4 words off to Karios while you're doing that, or a couple of words while you're doing that, if you want to.
I'd say, like I said, to just signal the ship, Karios. Doesn't matter who it is. That we need to get off here. Can't be picky.
Okay. Could you please give me another agility check to get the fire going?
$97.
Goodness me. Plus.
35.
Roll again, please.
20.
20. What did I say it was last? I'll say it was I think I said it was a medium maneuver. Did I? I can't remember. It's a light.
I remember.
Let's go with light. So normally it takes 3 minutes to get it lit. Something about just the way you I don't know, the way you're holding your tongue, the way you blow on the tinderbox to make it go. Neathanel, you get it going in 2 minutes. Well done.
Cool.
So Karios, that was Neathanel's comment to you. Does anybody else want to engage Karios in conversation, or are people doing other things?
Leif would certainly. He's doing other things, but he would use his words to say, "Yeah, I think we should signal."
Okay. Yeah. So Karios, you've got a a opportunity action. That's probably the best way to describe it. You asked a quick question. What do you do? Your round.
Please set off a bright purple level 8 shock bolt.
Go for it. Now, the one thing I don't do in this game is keep track of spell points.
I've got 41 left.
Goodness me. Okay. All right. Go for the shock bolt.
94.
94. That. Wish I had a lightning sound effect. I don't. Bang! It goes up 100 foot and explodes. Okay.
Goes up 300 foot.
Oh, 300 foot. Oh, okay.
Does. Level 8.
Okay. Yep, alright. Wham! Alright, great. Nice work, Karios. Next up, next person to act is Leif. Leif, you have a quick couple of words with Karios. What else are you doing in the meantime?
Then he's going to prepare.
Prepare? Done?
Yep.
Moving on to one-handed Etienne.
So the fire's going. What can he do? I mean, he could cast holy fire from his sword.
Okay.
Which I was just looking at. Holy fire bolt. Could he fire one of those up in the air?
I don't know. If you want to do it, go for it.
Well, I do. Yeah, I'm going to fire it vertically.
Okay. Make a roll, please.
$84.
Has he cast a spell today?
No.
This is his freebie.
Well, yes, he's not wearing armor.
He's not. Good point. Good point. Thank you. He is. Yep. So and he cast, however, without preparing. What was the roll? 84.
Oh. I see. Does that count if you're doing it for an object?
Yes. Yeah. No, you prepare.
Okay.
Yep. You definitely prepare for an object that we'll be playing. Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
Those
Well, then he would have probably would. Oh, well, whatever you think. I've rolled down anyway.
Okay. What was the roll?
84.
84. Minus 30. You're fine. The spell definitely goes off.
Well, that's a nice little firework display there for everyone to look at.
Boom. Fire. So what's the description, please?
Fire. Well, I don't. That's the only description I have. Fire is a fire. Holy fire bolt.
Okay.
So what? I guess a fire bolt as the spell.
Lovely. Excellent. And the range, please.
I thought you might have to say that. I'll have to look up firebolt. It's all very new.
Very flash.
Just about there. Firebolt range is 100 foot.
Oh, thanks.
Boomf. Okay. So first there was a shock bolt, then there was a firebolt. Okay. And this is all happening very, very fast. All right. Next up. Nice work, Etienne. Next up is Mithan. I guess who's now playing Mithan now that now that Demos's owner is back.
Happy for you to continue, Mason. Your choice.
Yeah, I can keep going for this game.
Sure thing.
Nathan, I feel like she'd just be. Does she still have her bow?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Yes, I think she'd just kind of pull that out and just be ready, just in case, and just keep an eye out to see what kind of ships they are as they get closer? Yeah.
Okay, so knocking a bow, sorry, putting a string on a
arrow.
bow, a string on a
Yep.
bow takes 2 rounds, but you start doing that. Done.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up is next and last is Demos. Is that right? Yes, it is. What do you do? What do you do, Demos?
I feel like he's still really confused.
Yeah,
But I think he'd sort of, see everything going on, see Mithan starting to string her bow. So he'd just look around for his magic spear that he seems to have acquired, and to see if his shield is also around, and just hold on to that.
Cool.
Maybe whisper to Mithan, like, "What are we doing?"
What does
Well, I
she
think
say?
you've got a magic shield as well, haven't you?
Oh my god.
This is what happens when you fall asleep. Fair
Tell you what. Go on.
Fair to say, he did have enough time to at least have something to eat and drink. So he's probably been awake for 15 minutes or so, perhaps. But yeah, I'm sure he's groggy. Sorry, Graham.
No, it's all right. It's all right. All good.
What does Mithan
I was
say?
I was just going to say, don't forget to mark those things down on
Yes.
his sheet
Thank you.
because they're quite good. Have you got the
Yeah.
details? If not, I'll send them.
I don't think I do. So if you could
I'll
send
send
them, that would be
I'll
great.
put them in the chat now.
Thanks, Graham.
What does Mithan respond?
Oh god, what would she say? Just watch the boats.
Idiot. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. That is the end of round 1. Now, just as a heads up, the fire is going to take many rounds to do. We know it's going to be successful, but it obviously is going to take quite a few rounds to go through. So that's what Neathanel is busy doing. All right. Next rounds. Neathanel, you're actually first up. You're continuing to make the fire. Etienne, you just blasted fire up into the sky. What do you do now?
Well, I guess he will. Look for a reaction from the boat and probably fire another one.
Okay.
I think he can do. How many can he do? 3 per day.
Okay. Certainly no immediate reaction from the boat. Yeah, it's just happened, seconds ago, so hard to tell.
Yeah, I think he'll repeat.
Okay. Done.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Give us a roll. Unless he's preparing.
Yeah, I think he's actually thinking about it. He'll prepare a couple of rounds.
Done.
If they saw the first one, give a bit of a distance.
Cool. Leif, you've prepared 1 round.
Cool. He is going to. Can I just get a reading in his estimation, or just how tall is 100 foot, and would something at 100 foot be seen by the boat?
Sure.
Because the last one, absolutely not. It was way too far away.
Sure. So, one thing so this is 100 foot from here to here. One challenge can be with this mapping software is to make it vertical, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. Let me try.
But it's about
Hang on,
3/4 of the way up the mountain.
Yeah. Let me just try. Oops. suddenly a large block just appears on the
I think
beach.
that's an ice wall,
That's
isn't it?
an
I
ice wall.
recognise
That's
that.
exactly what it is. It's an ice wall. It's exactly what it is. Just wonder if I might have better luck measuring.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
I've just read the description of this item.
Yep.
It says that it's instantaneous. The holy fire.
Oh.
No need to prepare and cast by user.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, just so you know.
Cool. Cool. Where did he get that? What idiot GM gave him that?
It's, holy sword. It was back in the in-between.
That's right. That's right.
He didn't find it in the dunes, really.
No. Is this going to work, Pete? No, it's not. Well, you are Mython 6 foot or thereabouts.
Yep.
So I don't know. What are we saying? Can you imagine? So it works horizontally, but it doesn't work vertically.
Yeah, let's have a look horizontally.
So that's from where you are.
Doesn't look that far.
That's 100 foot. If you imagine, use your best imagination to flip it up, it would come up to, I don't know, maybe there-ish, perhaps.
Yeah, sort of
Yeah,
halfway up, two-thirds of the way up.
Maybe that. Yep.
That's reasonably high.
Yep.
In his estimation, we can see the boat.
Yes, you can.
We're not 100 foot in the air, so they should be able to see something 100 foot above him, definitely.
You would think so. It's not quite there, but there's one there, and then there is another one much further away.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly.
Yep.
What does Leif do?
So Leif is going to cast his Lesser Illusions spell.
Yep.
Which is create any simple immobile image or scene. Do we have arrows on this world?
Arrows.
Like an arrow, like he wants to create a purple arrow pointing.
Here! Come here!
That's brilliant. I love it.
Look down here! like.
Can you make it help? Say help as well in the local lingo.
So basically, a large purple version of that.
Yep. Well, it's immobile.
It's immobile.
It's 10 foot by 10 foot. Still, that's when it's large, it's purple and glow. I mean, assume you can make it glow somewhat.
Yep.
In the dusk. 100 foot up in the air.
Okay.
That's his intention. So I'll roll at -15, only one round prep, but he's going to shout and gesticulate.
Yep.
Oh no, 79.
79. This spell is successful.
Okay, thank you. Done.
Boom. Boom. Yes, there is now an arrow. Yeah. Look, I guess people would use an arrow in this world to explain the situation. Yeah, I guess they would. All right.
Right on the Microsoft Word.
Yeah. That is Leif's turn. Mython. She's stringing a bow. That's right. Karios.
Yes.
Anything else? Yep.
Nah.
Karios.
Can Kara see any response from the ships?
It was 10 seconds ago. She hasn't seen anything. No.
10 seconds is a long time. Nothing. Okay, she's going to let off another bolt, please.
Okay, same again.
Purple, same again, sparkly, here we are. So on and so forth. 59.
59 is successful. Oompha. Yep. Bang. What happens? Goes off.
Goes off. Lots of bright, sparkly, purple, shooty things. I don't know if I can make an arrow, but I'd love to. But yeah, here we are.
Excellent. Nice one. And then again, lastly, Demos.
He's still confused. He's still holding his spear and shield. Can he see the boats?
Yes. Oh, yes. No. Well, you can still see the first one. The second one is harder to see, and realistically, the second one is probably because of the trees, etc. It's probably in that direction, but a lot further away. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he's just keeping an eye out.
All right. And we'll do 3 rounds, I think. So, into that round. And then 6 rounds. Neathanol, still building the fire.
Yeah, is it going yet?
No, it takes 2 minutes. There's 6 rounds in each minute, and we're on round 3. So you're working very hard to do it, but it will take. And we know that the fire is successful because you rolled really well. But what was that? Karios, your turn.
I feel like it's just time to hug the cat. I mean, how many purple shock bolts does the boat need to see? Like, do we have any indication that these ships are coming for us, or?
I'm going to get to the end of 3 rounds, and then someone is going to roll a very important roll.
I'm going to hold off because I just want to hang on to my PowerPoints, but yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of purple sparkle in the sky. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Karios is holding. Etienne.
Well, one more round and then he'll cast.
All right. Leif.
He's prepping.
Prepping. Mithon's still stringing. Demos, no action. Nope.
No, he's still confused.
All right. Who would like to roll a very important roll, please?
I'll do it.
Alrighty.
I was going to say, no one would like to do this.
Give me a roll.
R.I.P. Good luck. 74.
Okie dokie. Okay. Cool. All right. End of that round. Next round. Ethanol still building. Karios. No action from the ship yet. It doesn't seem to have noticed anything. It hasn't altered its course at all.
If I prepare, I get a plus, right?
Yes.
I'll prepare, please.
Okay. Etienne?
Cast.
Go for it.
41.
41. You prepared two rounds or one?
It can be instantaneous. It says here instantaneous without preparation. Anyway,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Success. That was the same spell. Bang.
Woof. Another rocket goes up.
Absolutely. Okay. Again, no reaction from the ship.
Wrong with them.
Leif?
He is going to cast Fly on himself, gesticulating and whatever it's called. Oh, there's the one.
Here's the one. Spell failure. Give me a roll. It wasn't an overcast, though.
It's certainly it's third level spell.
Give me a roll, please.
Oh, a 50! Oh no, I rolled a 50! Oh no, it's all right. I don't know if I'm ever going to forget that. Yeah.
50. Yeah, for some reason, Leif, your mind just doesn't want to cast a spell. You cast an ineffectual spell. Nothing actually happens. You don't lose the spell points.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you basically attempt a spell and nothing really happens. a mental brain freeze would be described.
Yeah.
You were lucky.
He'll also ask if he's got a little bit of action left. Ask Karios if she's got any thunder spells, like sound. Potentially getting sound. Just a thought.
Oh, Karios will look through her mind library.
Demos, nothing for you.
No.
Okay. So this ship, since you've seen it now, it would be, in terms of distance, your guess would be maybe half a mile out. And in the 40 seconds that you've been doing these activities, it's travelled sailing reasonably fast with no obvious intent to stop. Let's see you don't know, but it's keeping on. It's still within vision if you want to try, but it's certainly rapidly moving away from you. This one, on the other hand, it's definitely much further out, but it's getting closer to the opposite side of where your beach is. What do you do?
Just. Oh, true.
So that was. Sorry. Didn't finish that round. Mithan, this round, by the way, your bow is loaded. Sorry, I thought I'd finished the round and I was coming to the next round. Mithan, you thought your bow is now loaded. Any actions that you're doing now?
Just still keeping an eye out on the ship.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep Demos, I guess, kind of focused on the ship
Okay.
as well.
All right. Cool. And that is the end of that round. It's been 40 seconds. Okay. Next round. Neathanel, you're still lighting the fire, which you do successfully get done. We know that. Karios, what are you doing?
Karios doesn't have any thunder, but air wall. How far away do I think the ships are?
This one here, the one that's closest to you, perhaps half a mile. Perhaps.
What is that? Is that 50 foot? That would be great.
It's not 50 foot. But nice try.
5,000 foot.
Oh.
This one here is a lot probably double that distance and some more out.
Sorry, 2,600 foot is half a mile.
Okay, so creating an air wall to tune up the air to change like airflow is not going to help. And creating something like a water wall as a distraction, they won't see a water wall, which is 50 foot away. No. I'm going to send up one final shock bolt, bright purple, sparkly, so on.
Roll.
Okay, I think I prepared one round, so do I get a plus?
You do. You get a, not that you particularly need it with 109 on your bonus, but you get a plus. Yes, what would
I'll
that
take
be? Just trying to. I've just had a mental fade of what that would be for you, Karios. But yes, you would get a bonus. Give me a roll, please.
53.
53. Yet again, you guys are doing a lot of spells tonight.
Will we need to?
Boomfa. Smash. Yes, that lightning rockets up from your hands into the sky. How can they not see this?
How? You tell me. Like, no, really, you tell me.
Etienne.
Oh, look, I think I've done my dash of pyrotechnics.
Okay.
If they just think that the island's cursed, they won't come here anyway, will they? I think their best bet is the hallucination of help with a big arrow saying, "Come and get it."
Okay. How long does
So
that spell? Sorry. Sorry.
I guess he'll help Neathanol with the fire.
Okay. Sure thing. Leif, how long does your arrow spell last for?
70 minutes.
Wow, nice. Okay. What's he doing now, please? What's Leif doing now?
He's going to prepare another time.
Okay. Nathan?
I think she's just gonna keep watch.
Okay.
And yeah, keep Demos focused.
Is Demos doing anything?
Nah. He's trying to stay focused, but he's still trying to figure out what the hell is happening.
All right. Okay. A bit of time passes. This closer ship is fair to say has gone. It's really if it's seen you, it has chosen not to come towards the island, and it's now gone. So that's the closest ship you've seen so far, and didn't come towards you. This one, I was probably a little bit generous. It was taking its time. Probably by about the time that Neathanol, your fire was lit. Just check something. And it is that fraction more darker as well. Okay. It's definitely further away. Like, oops. But it's coming adjacent to your beach right about the time that Neathanol you get the fire lit. You or anybody else will come out of rounds for a second or two while the first ship is kind of gone. Back into rounds now. Is anybody else doing?
Oh, well, I'll let another fire Pujaba off. Well, hell, I'm not.
If we'd been out of rounds, Leif still, and he thought that the other ship might have seen, Leif still would have been trying to make higher arrows.
Okay.
He wouldn't have stopped. But fire the Hujaman.
He's got 70 minutes, yes?
Yes, but he wants to cast fly himself, fly up higher and cast another one.
Oh, I see.
And then cast another one above it. Okay. So even though the one ship had gone, he wouldn't have just been idling. He would have been like still casting.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. So great. So let's go into. So duly noted. Let's go into that then.
Sorry to jump the queue, Graham.
Sorry.
No, all good.
So go for it, Leif.
So this is with 1 round prep on a fly spell again.
Yes.
33 with gesticulating. So that's plus 15, but he's at negative 15 for the 1 round prep.
Yes. So cancels out the spell successful.
Cool. So he's now able to fly at 30 something or other around. 30 the amazing amount of 30 foot around, but he can fly upwards. So
Okay.
The next round he would fly up 30 foot. The round after that he'd prep.
Yep.
The round after that he'd cast another arrow. So that's 130 foot off the ground.
Yep. Okay. Roll again, please.
With 1 round's prep. 50.
Okay. Success. Another success.
12. 8. 2. And if he's got more time, he's going to fly up another 30 foot and do another one. So, well, no, maybe he'd fly up for 2 rounds. So it'll be 190 foot.
Okay. We give him that distance. He's up approximately 200 foot. This other ship is now coming pretty much, a gap where you guys are there, and it's roughly out there, a reasonably unimpeded view of you. Anybody else doing anything? It is definitely further out, however. Etienne, you were saying you were giving it one more go?
Oh, yeah. Another one. Yeah, why not? One more.
Don't shoot, Leif!
What? No, I won't shoot Leif.
Give me a roll, please.
Be careful.
I'll do this one. Yeah. Whatever. I'll give a bit of wiggle when I do it too. Oh, flick of the wrist. 90.
90. Bang. That goes up. Anybody else for anybody else? So successful spell.
Ah, man, what's the problem?
All right. Does anybody, Mason, you've been doing it so far, or does someone else want to take for making an important roll, please?
I think it's Mason's job, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, third time lucky. Oh, it's just nail it, can you?
I'll try. 38. These rolls are making me nervous.
It's probably masked anyway.
Regrettably, this ship here, this dim speck of light, the blackness, heads out. And
Over the edge of the earth.
Over the edge of the earth. And you are left.
Yeah, boring.
Alone on the island. The pitch dark.
No, we got fire.
We got a fire.
We had I tell you, we had a lovely firework display. And how long does your illusion last? May as well bring it down so you can read a book to it.
Lovely neon lights.
Yes.
I'm imagining.
Yes.
We've had a lovely evening. We've had a spot of drinking. We've had a lovely sit around the fire,
Absolutely.
let off some fireworks.
It's been a very, very jolly evening. I think that's where we're going to call it there, guys. Still on the island.
Bloody hell.
But Demos is awake.
But Demos is awake.
Yay!
Go and catch some fish, Demos.
Yeah, alright.
Spear some, not on the right side of the island.
Nice one. Do we have a candidate, Karios, for winning Vader for tonight?
I think it has to go to for Neathnal for always putting her hand up to go and do some stuff that's dangerous and other people don't necessarily want to do, and just for being sneaky and cool.
There you go.
Thanks.
Here.
Thanks.
There you go. There you go. Well, folks, Demos back in the living.
Yay.
Island time.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Much
If only. I mean, it's not that bad. Now we got rid of the floaty weird thing. It's
Or have we?
well, hopefully that's true. Actually, does it just come back every?
It is undead.
Oh yeah. God. All right, get the noose out then.
And on that cheerful note, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you, dear viewers, dear listeners. Tune in next time in 2 weeks' time to see what happens with our band of heroes. Bye, folks.
Just gonna keep us
Thank
laughing.
you.